YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK, and we are back with another video, guys. We are back. All right, man. So we just actually finished wrapping up the LG C1 warranty video. If you didn't see that content, I think that is among some of the most important content when it comes down to reviewing products, reviewing TVs. You know, I don't shoot my stuff to compete with bigger channels because, you know, it's a small mom and pop ran self channel. The editing, everything I do myself. So, you know, the information that's within those types of videos, I think is equally as good as, you know, all of the out of box, very fancy reviews, which I like those. You know, those videos entertain me. Before I started making content, I used to like looking at those. Even though I had the same products all of those big channels had at the time when I wasn't making content, I always just like looking and listening to, you know, those guys talk and stuff. In any event, behind us, we've got the G2 OLED LG 77-inch. We're going to take you guys on a full vlog today. Timestamps in the description. Right now, I got a much wider desk here, and I think this is great. So like I said, the timestamps are there. Utilize the titles as you may see fit for yourself. But for those of you that like to see a long drawn out episode on All About TKK, we are going to give you that today. So this is my gaming setup. This room has been changed so much. It's a long IKEA table, and we got all the Street Fighter, you know, merch and stuff like that in here with the 77 G2. We're going to be talking about that TV and kind of my thoughts. I kind of gave you my initial thoughts, but we're going to attempt to shoot some content. There's just some things I got to change in this room, and I want to take this time to make this video to kind of, you know, get you guys up to speed with what we've got going on. So just giving you a nice overview of the game room. This is just my setup, and you know, I love it in here. All right, so first things first, we've got some Street Fighter socks from Crossover. This was definitely not sponsored, so something I bought. As I just showed you, the room is very Street Fighter centric. So I'm not gonna wear these. You know, I'm like Ralph Lauren until I die. Everything every day for me is Ralph Lauren, from the, you know, undershirt to the drawers to the socks to everything, man. Unless I got on some kind of graphic tee, I'm always in some Ralph Lauren. But these socks, pretty cool. I didn't buy these with the intentions of wanting to wear them. But you see kind of how I have this character select screen. I thought about how I can do this. So they've got this little, you know, piece of plastic here that's kind of like a hanger. My thought was that I could probably put these above the G2. I'm going to take the plastic off and just kind of hang those guys there, right? Now, these come packaged, one per sock. As you can see, I don't have no links for this stuff. I ain't trying to promote you buying this, but you know, I seen them. I was like, man, these are probably dope as hell. But yeah, you can definitely check this out. You know, maybe you want some of these socks or some of the other many different options that they have. But I think that'll be pretty clean for me to get those up there. So like I said, gonna try that out. I do have the pop figures in here. My cousin gave me. I made the short video last week, probably about 5 days ago now, kind of showcasing those. But we're gonna change things up in here a little bit. So right now we've got a Logitech gaming speaker audio setup, and it's been pretty damn impressive. It's a stereo situation, and I've got my vinyl player here. I think I'm going to end up moving my vinyl player over to where my chess set is, which is a Street Fighter chess set. And so, you know, let's go talk about real quick what's going to be coming in here to get me some audio, because I think I'm going to get rid of these speakers for the time being in this setup. All right, so we are cooking in the kitchen, and shout outs to any of my subscribers that remember seeing this. This is a Sony 7.2 receiver. This is, ooh, I got some very bad lack of light in here. This is a 1080 model. From Sony. Very nice receiver. Now, I had this receiver, and I actually got this one for free. Literally 100% did not pay for this thing. It was a shelf display unit from a local store, and you know, they were just good relationship, let's call it that. Dude just handed it to me. Now, I owned one of these, and I've made content when I was going to my current Denon receiver. that I have. I believe it's the 970H. It's adequate for me. But before I had the 970H, I had this. And just like yesterday's video, from this video that you're seeing, where I talked about the C1, which is in there that we just got warrantied out today, right? You know, this thing had a warranty on it, not this exact one, but the one that I had. And so the HDMI board went out on it. Once that happens, it's pretty much a wrap. I mean, if you already got this thing configured, then great. I still could have used it with optical, but if you don't have the HDMI connectivity, then you don't have a way to be able to look and see. So lightning surge is definitely a thing that sucks. I believe that's what happened. I'm sure that could have been replaced, but it was, I'm sure it could have been repaired, but mine was replaced. And so what I got for that unit back some years ago, I ended up getting the store credit, and I bought the Denon 970 that I have right now. But this guy right here, because I was gifted this, I'm gonna get this set up into my game room with these speakers, these guys right here. So I had all of these speakers into this room leading up to what I have in here now. So got a whole Sony setup, center with 2 subs. The subs are 12s, a couple of bookshelves, some Atmos sound, and some towers, right? Now I've got the clips in there, works good for me. We got some cleaning and such we're doing in here, but that's going to be content for another day. But yeah, this is going to be exciting. Going to get this set up. The G2, I'll talk to you guys about this point. I'm enjoying the TV, very good. Keeping in mind, I had the G3 in 55. We determined it didn't work for me. And so we went back to the C1 in 77, and I absolutely loved what I was getting out of the C1. And so we still have the C1, but now we have the G2 that actually was a replacement of the G3. However, it, you know, came after the C1 because that kind of got me to the point of saying, yeah, this is definitely the way that I need to go. With that being said, I'm loving the G2, and then we're going to have a timestamp where I'll show some content. Going to attempt to use my iPhone to see if I can capture some color depth and some vibrancy of some gameplay and so forth. So this video is going to have some length. Hit the thanks button if you want to support, hit the like button, leave a comment, and we're going to keep this vlog going. All right, you guys have seen the living room, but check out the game room now, man. Look at that G2, excuse me. Gosh. Sony receiver in there. Oh man, let me know what you guys think. I know I've showed this room quite a bit, but man. Got the full 5.2 surround system in here. One sub there. Look at that G2. Another subwoofer. All Sony speakers. All right, so up to this point, we've been vlogging, and I've been just kind of taking you on the journey, and these are the type of videos I like to shoot. But at this point, we are going to transition this over to being about a TV, and we'll kind of, you know, encompass this to be a review. So hopefully if you got to this point without having to use timestamps, thank you. But if not, it's all good. So a lot of people have asked me, quite a few comments I've got have asked me what I think about the G2. It's still a very relevant TV, and it's accessible. It's available to be purchased. It's on sale. It's at a great price, and it does not miss when it comes to game mode. There's a ton of pop and punch to it. And, you know, I'm going to attempt to shoot this content in a way where I can try to get the most. So I showed you earlier in this video that I purchased a Mac Mini, and my intentions behind it is not to use this camera right now that I'm using, which is my Sony ZV-1. It's a point and shoot camera for vlogging, you know, but my iPhone 14 Pro does a better job of like actually capturing, you know, what I think is being seen on the the TVs. So, you know, we're going to try to get some content within this video about the G2 capture. I'll try to also going forward shoot some content in HDR. I think that'll be pretty awesome. So yeah, what do I think about this TV? Great option, really good. But I want to get some content shown to you in the next transition so that we can further discuss my opinion on this TV and how it's been handling gaming and so forth right after this transition. I've decided that we would just stick with the one camera for this video. Everything has been shot in 4K at 30 frames per second. So if you are watching this on YouTube on a smart TV or a cell phone or tablet, if it's capable of that resolution, I would encourage you to go to the settings and modify the advanced resolution so that you can see that. So we will get to some film content at another later date, not this video. Kind of built this vlog up off of me talking about this being in the game room. This is a game TV. So immediately what I love about this TV coming from the C1 and the G3 in this same exact room, same space, is the potential vibrancy. Now, this is a white OLED, so getting into the technical specs of it, it's not going to be as vivid potentially as a quantum dot OLED. You know, that's only something you're going to get from the 4 models that exist, which are Sony A95K, soon to be A95L. But right now you have A95K, you have S95B, S90C, and S95C. I am fortunate to own all 4 of those TVs. The content of me owning those TVs is on the channel. If you need to see some further content on those, definitely request it in the comment section down below. So QD-OLED, the science behind it, it's going to have more saturation potential. Doesn't mean you want things to look unrealistic. Colors like red, things like that will pop ridiculously on those, but this TV does a great job. Now, the biggest issue that the G3 had for me was just game mode doesn't allow you to just have that level of punch that you should have. It doesn't matter. You would have to literally turn the color up to like 92 or something like that, something ridiculous. By the way, I have this set at about 55, 53, something like that. So looking good. This is DNF, by the way, a fighting game that's on PC and some other platforms. You know, pretty cool stuff there. All right, so just a look at the character select screen. There's not much going on with this, but I chose to, you know, put this game on display just because it's got, in my opinion, some decent muted colors, you know, that show a little bit of realism. I'm not a big anime watcher by any shape of the means, but, you know, I think looking at some of these images will make you think you were watching like manga or something, or, you know, maybe some anime. I do enjoy this game, plays very nice and smooth. I mean, it's a fighting game, so 60 frames is pretty much all you're expecting to look at. But, you know, not sure exactly how well my camera will articulate this, but what I like about this, and another reason I chose this, is because you've got red on the left and you've got blue on the right. Those are 2 colors that, you know, really stand to pop. When you go to some of the different colors, you are seeing some different, you know, textures of different tones. Some orange right there, a little bit of yellow mixed into there, you know, some more red, a little bit of purple, and so forth, some greens, even some tan base there. The TV just does a great job of showing colors of all kinds, in my opinion. And then the biggest thing is the brightness. Now, you know, the thing you get with MLA is going to be, you know, a brighter reproduction of image quality, specifically whites. So the whites are definitely missing here. I mean, them being like blindingly white. They're done in a really good way with the LG G3 MLA. Not so much with this TV, but this TV does a really good job. Again, speaking in game mode specifically, I think it's really important that when you compare the G3 and if it's worth it to the G2 or anything else, how much will you be playing video games? Now, there are workarounds that you can jump into for the G3. I don't have the TV any longer. And if you follow the content, you'll know why. But, you know, with this guy here, if I hit to pull up my game optimizer, I'm good. I'm loaded with all the features and everything that I need. I'm also going to rest assured that I'm getting the lowest latency and so forth. So I don't have to do any kind of workarounds to get both picture quality and performance. Something that's very important if you're playing video games. I'm going to change this on over to something a little bit different. A very important question that comes up very frequently for many people that view my content is, how well standard definition functions. And while, I primarily play on PC, I'm not able to really dial back to like older consoles. I had a gentleman that asked me the other day, how, how do I think, the G2 functions like an SDR for like a PlayStation 3. I'm just literally unable to answer that question for the simple fact I don't own a PS3 console. What I can tell you though is that this thing has been pretty remarkable. So we've got Arkham Asylum, which ironically is about to release on the Switch. It's pretty cool that the Switch is finally getting the Arkham games, at least the trilogy. But this game does not play in high dynamic range. And also, let me pull this up really quick while we're doing this. Able to just pull that up. So nice to be able to see Game Optimizer tell me how many frames we're running. Again, this is another game where you don't have to have any kind of unrealistic frame rates. But SDR looks good. I mean, contrast is nice and bright. I just got myself smoked, but in any event, everything looks good. Blacks look great. Look at these colors, the greens, they look good. I've got to review this just to see how it looks and such, but SDR 100% just does well. I don't feel like the TV is lacking in any regard when it comes down to being able to produce a nice, bright picture and image. You guys got to be conscious of a couple of different things. When these consoles that you might have been playing that did not have high dynamic range, like a PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 2, or anything of that era prior to what's out now, the panels that existed, the LCD panels that existed did not have the level of peak brightness. A TV like this is definitely higher echelon, so I don't think you're going to have any type of problems. I just wanted to add a little bit of talking piece to that. I think all in all, I just really want to say that I believe that this is really like the perfect TV for a lot of people. Of course, the opportunity is there because it doesn't have a base. Maybe I'll retract that and I'll say that this is the perfect TV for me. I can definitely see myself being happy with this TV for at least a good 2 years, definitely. I'm not really sure exactly what LG plans will be for next year when they, launch their TVs around March, April, May-ish, 2024. I really feel that I can see MLA being the thing for the C models, but I really feel like the QD-OLEDs, really need to be something that they invite into the space of what they have available. I really do. I would really love to see that too. Now, I understand the business practice behind it all. The white OLED is, their technology and such, but I really feel like there's some opportunity missed. What they tried to do with the G3, I'm not sure exactly. And I want to be clear on answering this question because I've had a couple of people that have told me in some comments that, maybe I wasn't being clear enough about like what the deal was with the G3. The G3 wasn't a bad TV at all. As I said before, I got it specifically for gaming. I didn't buy it for anything else. Could care less about how it performed in movie mode or anything like that. So that's why we didn't do a lot of content on the TV in that space. I got it literally to go into an area for gaming. And it didn't perform the way I wanted it to. I literally was just, immediately I was just so unimpressed with how it looked. And I mean, lo and behold, you got content creators out there that will tell you that in game mode, it just doesn't look so great. So whenever I see videos, they got like 300,000 views, 200,000 views, etc. And it's like, oh, this is the best gaming TV ever. I'm just like, what? I don't know, man, but just coming from being a consumer, the type of consumer that I am, the G2 ultimately just is a remarkable technology. And guys, last year when this TV came out, I actually had this TV in my house for about 30 days. I had a friend that was kind of going through some stuff and he had got the TV and, had to, have the TV set somewhere. Now, I never shared the TV on the channel because it wasn't my TV. So, you know, I've got a very not fake it till you make it type of personality. So I'm not going to post some stuff if, you know, it's really not mine. But the sauce is that this TV is a great TV, and I think it will be remarkable for many of you. This TV does great in doing movies and things of that sort. It does, you know, it just got a lot of great opportunities to it. And it has some things that it does better for me than the G3. There's definitely some opportunities there. The MLA is nice with the bright whites. This doesn't have that, but you know, they're really good enough. I got this thing in 77-inch and I'm just absolutely loving it. So we're going to get more content shot with this. You know, in the middle of this video, I told you I'd be using my iPhone. This has all been shot with my vlogging camera, and it's not going to be able to create and capture the content in the fullest extent. So going forward, we're going to experiment with shooting in 4K, shooting in high dynamic range, shooting at 60 frames per second to deliver you guys some more content. So if you have any questions, any recommendations, any suggestions, you know, opinions, thoughts, leave them in the comment section. If you want to support this channel, you can hit that thanks button. You know what I'm saying? Show some love that way. We're going to get a channel membership going. And we do have a giveaway for the other channel. Once we hit 550 subscribers, I've made content on this channel to show you how you can do that on the other channel. And this is going to conclude this video. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace. God bless. And as I always say, max love.